initiative Men Taking Responsibility launches in partnership with the Department of Health, other departments, organizations, civil society, under the SANAC banner, pioneer of the National Strategic Plan on HIV and TB. The aim of this initiative is to encourage men to take responsibility for their health, behavior, and stop abuse towards women and children. This launch saw the presence of Prince Nhlanganiso Zulu, the son to King Goodwill Zwelithini, a brave, courageous TB ambassador following a personal struggle whose tragedy left his soul stronger than before. Speaking in his personal capacity and that of the royal house, he rebukes the latest scourge of barbaric killings and women abuse, encouraged good behavior, saying that those infected with infectious diseases must abstain from practices of infecting others. He said it breaks his heart that he was born whole and now he will die with one lung.
Njengo-survivor ka-TB ngizoqala lapho nje ukuthi kwakubuhlungu ukuthi uNkulunkulu angidale ngiphila but ngiyazi ngihambe emhlabeni ngasaphelele but I never lost angaze ngilahle ithemba. So that's why ngidlale ngibatshela abantu ukuthi shotwa isiphi isipho sokufa esikuphethe, don't lose hope. Ungacabanga ukuthi sekuphele ngempilo yakho bese ufuna ukuyinquma noma ufuna uhamthela abanye abantu izifo okwazi ukuyithela. So ke uma isifo singesakho qondana naso ngendlela yakho ngendlela efanelekile. Thina sokufika sikunika ithemba kodwa kubalekile unembeza wakho. Sengiza kuleli iphuzo ngicela bakwethu ngiyacela abantu akabebuyisa unembeza kubo, abantu akabebuyise ubuntu kubo. Le initiative esoyibeka la ithi ubuntu nje ungaqali okokuqala nje ukuthi umuntu kufanele abe responsible, abe nezinto zakhe azokwazi ukuthi udepende kuzona ngendlela efanelekile. So ngiyacela ke nje mina ukuthi inye responsibility uNkulunkulu ayibeka kumuntu wesilisa ukuthi anakekele umuntu wesifazane. Yikho ekuqaleni wawuthi uma usuganiwe bese kuthiwa irresponsibility ukuthi umngakho angathintwa umuntu ekhaya uma ukhula musa ukuthi mawucabana nodadewenu ngoba lento iqala lapha ukuthi uma unesandla esilulu ugcina ushaya umuntu wesifazane ugcina ushaya ingane yakwenu. And kwashiya uyatshela futhi thina ukuthi uma uthina umuntu wesifazane kwakini umakela amabhadi ukuthi lapha ayogana khona ngelinye ilanga athinda abhicishwa amadoda. So ngiyacela nje bakwethu kulabo abafowethu labo abangenanembesa siyabathandazela bakwethu futhi siyacela njengami nje noma ngizalwa ngonyama ngiyacela ukuthi bafowethu kwanele uma ukuthi lento niyibona ukuthi right kini ukungcola nobudlova nobugebengu okukhulu ukuthi umbulela kanjani umuntu wesifazane, ingane ulala kanjani nayo. Ngalento ngangithi ayikho lento le kodwa ngathi mase ngizwa sengibona ngathi ukuthi kunabantu abazali ingane ephinde beye nazo into embi leyo engamadimoni ekungcola ukuthi nanokuthi umuntu wesifazane umphoqa kanjani umenze ucansi ulaye naye ngenkani uzophinda masuqedile ulaya naye uzombulala uzomshisa bakwethu. Sindlukulu bakwethu siyacela sithi sicela bakwethu ke niyeke imvelo yadala uNkulunkulu. Siyacela nje bakwethu nabo abacabangayo ukuthi kubi kuyihlazo kuyichilo.
KwaZulu-Natal's MEC for Health, Dr. Dlomo.
When we sit with the minister and we look at the statistics in the country of men accessing health services, we find that men are reluctant to come to health services. And therefore, I always say to men, no, minister, let's get the reasons why. And that is why in this province, we, among other things, did what you say, taking services to the taxi ranks. Because most of our facilities, clinics, are not open by 5 o'clock when men get up. In any country, a lot of people in the workforce are men. Of course, even if we are saying it's equal number of men and women at work, but there's 4 months for most women that they don't go to work, and therefore, at any given time, there will be many more women who probably may not be at work than men. So, just to accept the fact that in any given society, there are more men who are at work than females. Now, taking services to the taxi rank was, among other things, saying, we want to reach that man who left his home at about 5 o'clock and our clinic was not open. And this man is going to come back also at 6 o'clock and none of our clinics will still be open in the township. So why don't we get to services to the taxi ranks? And we just did that. And we are very much surprised that men took up this service, and therefore we removed this notion that men are reluctant to access services. Just that the opportunity was just not there. They could give up going to work rather than access services. So that is really very helpful. And we are therefore delighted that this process that started was on Natal, the minister has actually rolled out in the country. I noticed that in Mpumalanga province they are doing very well also in doing that service now. Again, fortunate for us in this province, on the 5th of December 2009, the father of that young man next to Zoro, our king, made a clarion call into this province. He said, long time ago, my great-great-grandfather, King Shaka, stopped the process of circumcision because he said we were faced with wars of invasion of our land, and I did not want to accept men healing and having pain here and there between their thighs and can't get into the war. So let me stop this circumcision process and be ready for the war. Our reigning king, on the 5th of December 2009, is saying, those wars of invasion of our land are now gone. We have new wars. Wars of TB, wars of HIV, wars of AIDS. Now I call upon all of you to get into that process and get involved into a new war. Now I am told by scientists, this is what the king says, I'm told by scientists that if men are circumcised, there are less and less chance of them transmitting the virus. Therefore, if that is the case, I call upon men. We were extremely fortunate in this province because that call was made by the king. If it was made by any politician or by any person, people said, oh, don't listen to that. But in our own tradition, the king, once he speaks, is a mouth that tells no lies. Once he speaks, is a command. So that is why, therefore, in this province, we now have more than 700,000 maids since 2010 who are circumcised. You don't see the impact now, but we hope we'll see it later to say now, if you are actually circumcised, you have a less chance of transmitting a virus to your partner. What therefore I'm bringing this background is because we are now calling upon, we have requested His Majesty to call upon this Induna, Amakosi, Abefutse, all men like all of us seated here to say, why don't we take this cohort of young men and boys who have been circumcised, because that's the skill that we have as health, take them into Izimbizo, take them into Spice Amadoda, take them into such programs and say, you know what, maybe things were not right with us, but they must be right with you guys. Respect women, respect your family, love your partners, don't abuse them. That is the part, therefore, that we were actually saying we need to actually accelerate. So we are extremely glad that we have started it. So I hope that I have not wasted your time to give you the story where we come from and why we therefore are here this day. So reading this statement that I'm going to read now to us is exactly fitting into what the minister has done. So, none of our national office, no minister is aware. He's very much aware. He's my friend, my comrade. He does the was Natal, no national say Copela. So, another initiative of taking service to reaching out to men, demystifying this issue that men do not want to access health services. We have proven it. It is not correct. It's just that men have to choose going to work or going to a clinic. So going to a clinic is good for my health, but it's not good for my pocket and for my children's income. Therefore, I rather not. Those people don't go to clinics unless they are sick. So we always commend men go to the clinic when they are really sick. And this is not true. Program director, only now I start with what you asked me to come in to do. The other reason why we're waiting for the people to come in, you will pardon me, then I must read what was jointly prepared then by the National Minister. The National Bureau of Health, so in this media, in the launch of Ubuntu initiative, men taking responsibility. The National Development of Health working with KwaZulu-Natal Department of Health and other government departments and partner organizations in civil society under the banner of SANA, has called you, colleagues, and including the media. Siyakwamukela mfowethu, baluleke kabilohulumeni. Where we are formally launching and communicating the Ubuntu initiative, men taking responsibility. In this regard, we are working with eThekwini Metro Municipality, Ilembe Municipality, and Maphumulo Local Municipality and their stakeholders. Ubuntu initiative, men taking responsibility campaign, will execute various interventions which we will outline, starting with men, especially those living in community residential units called CRUs that were formerly known as hostels at eThekwini Metro and Ilembe District and in and around Maphumulo Local Municipality. We are working in this campaign with Ubunye Bama Hostel, an organization working to improve the living conditions of people residing in these community residential units. Their leadership is here with us, and today represented by Deputy Chairperson, Mr. Tembiseni Chus. This campaign will take place here in KwaZulu-Natal on the sidelines of the 8th South African AIDS Conference taking place at the ICC from the 13th until the 15th of June this year. At this moment, for context, it is important to visit South Africa's National Strategic Plan on HIV, TB, and STI from 2016 to 2022, which was launched by our Deputy President, Baba Cyril Ramaphosa, who is a chairperson of SANA, the South African National AIDS Council, which he did on the 31st of March this year in Bloemfontein. This National Strategic Plan is our line of march, and this Ubuntu initiative is directly located in the efforts of implementing the National Strategic Plan. So you can realize, colleagues, that we are incrementally doing better than last year for the previous National Strategic Plan, as outlined by Uzo Neftali, who was actually indicating part of what was done in the previous strategic plan. The National Strategic Plan has 8 goals, including the following that are directly relevant to the initiative that is outlined here. 1, we want to accelerate the prevention in order to reduce new HIV, TB, and also sexually transmitted infection. That is still our dominant. And by the way, a lot of us still are affected by the one. The second one, to reduce illnesses and deaths by providing treatment, care, and adherence support for all. And we are actually at that level. So yes, we have South Africans who are HIV positive, we have number 8, but because they are accessing our treatment, people are now no more dying. We don't see as much death as we saw 4, 5, 10 years ago. We want to then go reach all key and vulnerable populations with comprehensive, customized, and targeted interventions. Following the launch of the National Strategic Plan, all stakeholders and sectors in society, especially those within SANA, have a responsibility to ensure its successful implementation. Although men are not normally listed as a key population and or a vulnerable group that requires special attention in the National Strategic Plan, a review of data and recent developments within the general society have revealed troubling levels of ill health and poor social conduct amongst men. The recently released South African Health Demographic Survey made findings that show disconcerting practices that disproportionately expose men to the risk of HIV infection, with 17% reporting having multiple partners. This HIV testing rate amongst men of 15 to 49 years stands at 45% compared to 59% amongst women, so we always come below. The society in general has recently been grabbed with media reports of women subjected to physical and sexual abuse and murder at the hands of men, not good men, bad men. In fact, the South African Health Demographic Survey reports that 28% of women have suffered physical violence, mainly from men.
South Africa's sportsman, icon, businessman, trendsetter and life changer, Mr. Jomo Sono, also came through to give his support and say men are not trash and this is how good men behave. South Africa's public personality, well-celebrated artist Selo Makekangube took to the stage addressing members of the media, gave encouraging words to good men.
Ma emphakathini ngoba umntwana kufana noma elokhuzana expect khona manje please kuyakwazeka ukuthi wazi ukuthi umntwana yini umfana intombazana ngenxa ye technology but into ukuthola ukuyenza ngaqala ukwazi ukuthi during pregnancy lapha elokhuzana eseswini sikamama kunomntwana nayo into ebalulekile ukuthi umfana noma uyintombazana, that is not important, ukuthi kunomntwana and lo mntwana umuntu and bese ke lo mntwana azalwe and mayekhuliswa as a baby lapha khuliswa nje umuntu hayi ukuthi umfana oyintombazana. Wala nje bese qala manje sehamba kenzayo sokuqala ukuthi umfana hayi umfana kayenzi kanti hayi intombazana yenzi kanti lento iletha kulento ukuthi kahle kahle ubuntu bona akuna gender the arts khona ilokhuzana i quote engithanda kakhulu and ithi yona mayikhuluma ngeculture ithi culture will be each individual's understanding of his community and his commitment to it. The artist's job is to make the process public, to create public images, literal or figurative, in signs, sound, and movement of the human condition. Public images which our species recognizes itself and confirms its identity. And le by task yami enkulu kabi uma sengiqala ngenza le mdlalo ngothi usawumele lo mdlalo ngiyapepese ngoba it is a huge responsibility. But in conclusion, Bagethi, I would like to conclude ngokwenza recite a poem ka Babuwani Sorude. The poem, I'm sure, I think in the 70s. It was in one of his books, I think in the 80s. And it was only recently, I think about 3 years ago, that I went through that book again and found the poem and ngenkulumo yokuthi okwamanje thina amadoda sibhekene nayo. The poem is titled My Brothers in the Street by Mongani Wali Soruto. Oh, you black boys, you thin shadows who emerge like a chill in the night. You whose heart-tearing footsteps sound in the night. My brothers in the street, who holiday in jails, who rest in hospitals, who fear whites. Oh, you black boys, you hoard waters that sweep over black pastures. You bloody bodies that dodge bullets. My brothers in the streets who booze and listen to music, who've tasted the rape of mothers and sisters, who take arms from white hands, who grab bread from black mouths. Oh, you black boys who spill blood as easy as saying futsek. Listen, come my black brothers in the streets. Listen, listen. It's black women who are crying. Thank you very much.
What are your views on death penalty returning back? What are your views there?
You know, I don't believe that would be a deterrent. I don't think a harsh sentence, maybe the death penalty would be a deterrent. And I think one thing that we sometimes forget is that we are human beings, and we have lost the sense of communicating with each other. You know, I mean, there's a lovely thing by, who's this guy, George Carlin. He's an American, a comedian, but he's passed on now. And he says, we know how to go to the moon, but we cannot visit our neighbor. And that's something, that is an element that we have lost. And I think one thing with this kind of initiative, which is now reminding us of ourselves, and that we should begin to have conversations with ourselves. And I think the conversations that came out of this morning are actually just saying, men have got to start speaking with each other and talking to each other. And once that happens, because men know how to address each other, you know, and once we do that, it's done.
My last question to you is, in the arts, how exactly are you going to ensure the involvement of civil society in your fight against violence?
Look, I think, you know, using the arts, we're going to be using, theater groups. And the arts, you know, and once you've created something that has got a song and a nice couple of rhyming words, that's it. And it is always, I think, powerful words, you know, and powerful tunes that sometimes will actually just seep into the minds of people. And because our message is going to be one of reigniting our sense of humaneness. That's, you know, and we just hope that those words would be able to spark, you know, ignite.
Thank you so much. You're an inspiration, and to see you here representing men of South Africa, great men of South Africa, is really grounding and humbling to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, man.
As a hostel resident, we are against those people who are victimizing our women and children. So what we understand is that the women, they are the pillar and the backbone of the men and of the house. So now what we ask our government is to review to those people who killing our women and children. What they must do is to call it what we call a life sentence instead of giving them 20 years, 25 years. It's better to just take a can or to throw to the sea. That's all.
And tell us, in terms of your organization, are you going to continue your partnership with Ubuntu Initiative?
As women hostel, we are going to support them 100%, to support this campaign, because that is where our people they're going to be safe in their life. Because if you are not doing SS campaigns, which means we are taking we need to do the women.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
We're here to say this is a beginning of a journey to speak about the new man that lives in South Africa, which is not a trashy man, which is not indoda engcolile, engayona indoda edlungulayo. So khuluma ngendoda who's taking responsibility when their sexuality, indoda ezokwazi ukuthi ngiyacircumcise, indoda ezokwazi ukuthi I'm tested, and indoda ezokwazi ukuthi I'm taking responsibility around everything ngiyondla ekhaya, ngiyona nje phela ukuthi indoda kodwa indoda eyondlayo. Also mosibheka udlame olwenzakalayo, we're also looking at saying men must redefine all of those things and say, kulo lonke udlame olwenzakalayo phakathi kwamadoda, are they still good men out there? The Bible will always speak about there was a certain man, and I want to emphasize that if it does not begin with you, if it does not begin with us standing up and saying, I have values, I'm going to stand up and be the good man, and try not to demystify, not to start something new, but to say, I'm being misrepresented as a man. I'm not trash. I'm a man that got tested. I know my HIV status. I don't beat my wife or my partner. It's not about a new man, as I say, but it's about men standing up.
Cassia Kulu, CWTV, Durban.